Check that we are live. Perfect. And then we'll do the social post. Get the chat back. And here we go. This is the last of this main batch of game showcases. We're basically done.
With lightning fast response times and infinite contrast. For more, keep your eyes on the screen as we monitor
And time to stop and breathe.
Experts.
Right, it
OLED
seems...
really does feel like a quantum leap forward in terms of...
Let me mute this PC gamer person. It generally feels like people have responded well to my approach of doing the Xbox stream, but doing it as a Palestine fundraiser. Heck yeah. I'm glad that went over well. I ummed and ahed for many days about whether that was the right call or not. But, oh heck, just as we've come back, we have crossed over... Goodness, we have crossed over the 1,000. Thank you very much to Boycott Xbox, and Kai Sunrider, and Deary, and a few anonymous donors. Yeah, we did the thing. I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna leave it up there just so that it's available during this stream, because while I've got all the tabs open, I might as well leave it there. But we're gonna see some, hopefully... Well, and the other reason I'm leaving it here is someone was saying yesterday that Xbox might be the lead sponsor for the PC Gaming Show. And if that turns out to be correct, then maybe we up that number and we keep it going. But for now,
that quick
cautiously
response,
I'm keeping it there.
tends to be better at it, as well as looking the best at the same time.
Just resting with a sloth on my tits. It's weighted because anxious. I'm glad you've got a nice weighted sloth.
That is some great info on OLED monitors. You know what monitor I'm using the most these days? A baby monitor. Because I'm a mum.
I do not need a Type 5 here.
Wow, tough crowd.
Yeah.
How about this one? What did the monitor say when it got knocked onto the floor? Ow, that hurts. Okay, what else is
That was
in the
not
news,
a...
folks? You know
The baby
how
monitor
Jack
was
Black
more
is
of a
in
joke.
every single video game thing these days. I started up an old save game of The Sims 2 last week, and I am not making this up. Jack Black was in the game wetting his pants in the Goff family kitchen. And when did every game in the world decide it needed 10 minutes to compile shaders before I can play it? Did I miss a meeting? If I wanted to spend my time watching a number quickly decreasing on a screen, I'd just log into my banking app. Am I right?
You know what? I never thought I'd say this. This comedy routine is making me miss Matt Mercer and Laura Bailey from the other day. Like this... Yeah, the BT says I miss Dad Jokes Jingle. Dad Jokes Jingle was 1,000,000 times better than whatever the fuck this is. Is it time for me to trot back out my favourite terrible dad joke? From back in the Dad Jokes Jingles days. Some of you will know it already, but it is my favourite terrible joke. Give me a second to confirm we've got people arriving. Okay, for any of you that have never heard this joke, forgive me, it's terrible. There's a young man, and he's working at an orange factory. And this orange factory, it does two things with the oranges. They don't grow the oranges, but the oranges get shipped to the factory, and this factory does two things with them. They take some of the oranges, they take roughly half of them, and they make them into juice. They squash the juice out of them, put it in cartons, ship off orange juice. And the other half of the factory is the bagging department. They take the oranges, put them into bags, ship them off to supermarkets so you can buy a bag of oranges. And this young man, he's been working on the bagging section for, a good couple of years now, and it's been the same day in, day out. Every day, take the oranges, put them in the bags, take the oranges, put them in the bags, take the oranges, put them in the bags. He's just getting fed up with it. So he decides he wants to change a routine. He wants to go work in the juicing section. So he goes to his boss and says, "Boss, I really need a change of routine. I know that you hired me to work on the bagging section, but can you please move me to the other department?" And his boss says, "Don't be stupid. Baggers can't be juicers." Beggars can't be choosers. Now, see, my favourite thing about that joke is you have to really just pad out the setup section as long as you can. This is the Day 9 one, yeah. This is the Day 9 show. Sorry, forgive me, that is my favourite terrible joke. For context, for anyone who doesn't know, I have to give you context on why I have such terrible taste in puns. You don't get it. He can't. People from the bagging section can't work in the juicing section, but there's a common turn of phrase: beggars can't be choosers, as in you can't be choosy about what you get. You know, you take what you're given. Yeah. The reason I have such terrible taste in puns is my dad, growing up, used to write pantomime scripts. He wrote the scripts for pantomimes for about 20 years when I was growing up. So I grew up in a household with a man who was constantly, like, doing his, like, Type 5 testing, but is this a good, terrible pun I can put in a pantomime script? So I grew up with a lot of, like, you know, oh, you've got a dentist appointment, what is it, at 2:30? I grew up with that shit constantly, like, British pantomime humour every day. And it permanently warped my taste in humour. So you're gonna have to forgive me for my taste in jokes.
What would PC gaming be without the act of pressing a key and making magic happen?
Oh, he's wonderful.
Clickety-clackety medium.
My father. Look, my father is wonderful. He is not my biological dad. He's my stepdad. But couldn't have asked for a better dad. He stepped in. He stepped in when my biological dad did not. And if the price for having a loving father is that I will have my brain turned to mush by terrible British pantomime puns, I think that's a worthwhile trade. I'll take that. That's more worthwhile than my alternatives were. But it does mean I love some truly shit jokes.
Benefit from Hall effects. The main ones would be.
I think you have to explain pantomime for non-UK folk.
Games,
how do I even? I never know how to explain pantomime to non-UK folks. It's what if you had a very, like, drag-coded, pun-filled community theatre productions. What if you had, like, Snow White, but done with, like, a little bit of drag and a lot of sexual innuendo by people who didn't really know how to act? That's pantomime.
Of hardware, Jacob Ridley, and see what he's cooked up for us. Hello, Jacob.
Oh
no, you don't.
Great
Yeah,
timing. I'm almost...
Pantomime loves a good call and response. So it's a lot of, like, you know, also the villain sneaking up behind the hero. You got the audience going like, "He's behind you." Oh no, he did. Oh yes, he did. Yeah. What if Monty Python was done by community theatre? Kind of. It's, in theory, family-friendly, but you will sneak in age-inappropriate jokes. Can I tell you my favourite age-inappropriate joke that my dad snuck into a pantomime, as a pantomime author? I can't remember which show this was, but this was a running bit. Because sometimes you need, like, the front curtains come across and a scene change needs to happen and you need to just fill time. So you have a recurring bit. And the recurring bit this year was there was a farmer called John and his horse, Thomas. And Thomas the horse, very naughty horse, kept escaping his paddock, getting out of the stables when he wasn't meant to. So Farmer John needed to be told, like, hey, if I'm not around and you see that my horse has escaped, you need to shout out, you know, I need you all to shout out and let me know that my horse has escaped. So, in order to let John know that his horse, Thomas, has escaped, the whole audience needs to shout, "John Thomas is out!" Which, for anyone non-British, John Thomas is slang for a penis. So you had a whole room largely full of, like, families with children shouting essentially, "Penis is out!" John Thomas is out. And then John would come and collect his horse, and during that time, oh, silly horse, the scene change would finish behind the curtains. There was one where there was a woman called Claire who had some antique vases on the side of the stage, and they were very important. Don't let them get damaged. So if anyone got too close to them, the audience had to shout, "Hands off Claire's jugs." Of course, Claire had massive jugs, obviously. This is... Oh, Tara, I'm very sorry that you got fraud alerted. I'm very sorry. But yes, there you go. That's a good sense of where pantomime humor rests. Is that kind of level of humor. You're making pantomime sound very bleak, Laura. Well, Jeffrey, how would you explain pantomime in a way that sounds less bleak? I don't know how to explain pantomime as a British institution to someone who's not got a reference point for it. Even Shakespeare wrote for the cheap seats where they threw stuff at the stage, yeah. Oh yeah, Peter Pan. Peter Pan is like a routine. You'll do performances of Peter Pan at Christmas in Britain. You'll go see a Christmas performance of Peter Pan. I think I just got an email from someone wanting to be a part of the 2025 Accessibility Summer Showcase. I think they're a little bit late for that. Pantomime. I saw Brian Blessed as Captain Hook. Yeah, that's about the vibe. It's like Dora the Explorer, but live, kind of. It's what if Jay Leno did Dora the Explorer? Kind of, yeah. Audience participation, all ages, but adult humor that goes over the children's heads. Usually, yeah. That live-action Dora the Explorer was an interesting film. The section in the Field of Mushrooms was something.
Hello and welcome to the PC.
Yeah, it's not Rocky Horror Midnight Shows, it's mainly He's Behind You. Oh no, he didn't.
Again, I am thrilled to be here with you, showing you the latest game trailers, previews, and world-exclusive first looks at what's ahead in the world of PC.
It's kind of like the puppet shows with hammers. It's kind of, it's a little Punch and Judy, kinda.
With the most, Mika Burton.
Thank you, Sean.
This is going to be
Great
painful.
back on the PC gaming show, especially since we're cooking up something extra.
I'll say this, Day 9 has gotten better over the years, but when the PC Gaming Show started, it was considerably worse than the Future Game Show we saw yesterday.
Hardware Workshop. We've assembled some of
Day 9 at least, like, at least tries to be charismatic. He practices, clearly.
All their coolest toys, and what's from us?
We've made headsets that double as wall-climbing suction cups.
We've made keyboards that can turn into cars that turn into boats.
Oh,
also
Dandelion?
built a laptop that's
Dandelion
that's also
asks
a
if the
blunderbuss.
pantomime version
I'm afraid to touch it.
of
That's
Peter
how you
Pan
know
is
it's good.
perpetually in copyright
made a
issues.
game-
Well, see, here's the thing. If you're seeing, like, a proper pantomime, they will be putting it on with no legal permissions. Like, they won't have sought permission for the Peter Pan estate. They'll just put the pantomime on and hope no one sues them. Like, you want to be going to, like, a local school pantomime where they're playing music they don't have the rights to, you know, that's... You want to go to a pantomime, you want to go to a real pantomime. Like, if there's, like, an ex-EastEnders actor in it, it's too high class. You need to be going to cheaper pantomimes.
That'll happen a bit later. Right now, let's kick off the show the PC Gamer way with three world premieres.
Yeah, there you go. I've done my best to educate you all on pantomime.
Dahlia, I know you're nervous about going home.
My secondary school put on Les Mis and got a legal threat during rehearsal somehow. We got a legal threat from Disney for putting on Aladdin as a pantomime. Largely played by white people. I cringe in hindsight. You know what? I'm muting this to talk about pantomime some more. So we had someone didn't get the role they wanted, and in protest, they wrote a letter to Disney to inform them we were doing an Aladdin pantomime, purely to try and get a legal threat. They pretended it was based, like, they wrote a letter to Disney saying we'd based it on the Disney animated film, which we hadn't. But yeah, they were upset about not getting the lead role, so they wrote a letter to Disney and got Disney to cease and desist us out of doing the Aladdin pantomime. I mean, we probably did a parody of A Whole New World. I imagine we did a parody of it. Gamma Master? I have completed chapters 3 and 4 of Deltarune. Please still don't talk to me about it, because, like, I imagine, don't confirm or deny, I imagine there's probably alternative things I could have done in those chapters that I haven't seen, that I still want to explore. But the gist of it, I've completed chapters 3 and 4 of Deltarune, and therefore, at least big picture-wise, I can't be spoiled anymore. Yeah, we didn't paint the genie blue or anything. I hate that the thing I remember most about being in a pantomime is fucking Harry Potter related, and I hate that because of the whole J.K. Rowling situation. So let me summarize for you the pantomime part I remember the best, and it's a bit of a fucking walk to get there. My dad used to enjoy putting modern pop culture references in his pantomimes to like spice up the plot. You know, an example of this is he did a performance of Cinderella, where Cinderella missed the ball entirely. She didn't get to go to the ball. She spent the whole night cleaning up after the stepsisters and the stepmother and didn't get to go to the ball. And then Doctor Who shows up in his TARDIS to take her back in time so she can still make it to the ball. Much to the audience's confusion when she's missed the ball. Right. The one that I remember, my starring role in the pantomimes, and I hate that this was my starring role, was playing Harry Potter in Peter Pan. We did a performance of Peter Pan where Tinkerbell's magic was running out because no one believed in fairies, and we tried to get the audience to do the, we do believe in fairies, oh no, I don't, my magic is too weak, but I've got enough magic to send a message out to someone who can maybe help. So Tinkerbell sent a message to Harry Potter, who flew on a broomstick. That was me. This was the year the first Harry Potter film came out. I still remember every fucking line of my performance to that. That was my starring role. I committed that role to memory. And it unfortunately means that to this day, I have an entire, 9-minute long scene of dialogue of me being Harry Potter that lives permanently in my brain, and I can't get rid of it. I did have a broom as a prop, of course. Who are you? Who are you? Don't you go to the cinemas? I'm on all the posters, you know. I'm Harry Potter and I'm here to help you. What can I do? What can I do? Well, I can change a frog into a back again. Or, of course I can get you out of here. Blah, blah, blah. I remember the whole fucking script of it. And I hate that fucking role lives in my head.
We didn't forget a thing. We're even including a mouse pad.
That's where your mouse lives, sleeps, and entertains other mice.
It sounds like I could have used the time travel to come warn me, yeah. Doctor Who, where were you to come warn me? Oh, hey, Peter Stormare. It was weird seeing you in the Until Dawn film that was nothing to do with Until Dawn.
Which never ends. In the endless, no two journeys unfold the same way. Come, remain by the fire, and hear the tale of Norwind's greatest champion.
Is this VR skiing and sword fighting to metal music? This looks really cool. I'm gonna have to Google every metal band that's in this so that I don't have a repeat of Ragnarok, the VR drumming game, where I got really into it, posted one clip of me playing a song from it on Blue Sky, and immediately got told, that the band I'd been enjoying drumming to had a bunch of racism and sexism allegations against them. So anytime there's like a metal music rhythm game, I don't let myself get excited anymore, because I'm like, I'm gonna find a song I really enjoy playing, and then find out it's bad and I can't play it. Doesn't look like VR, does it not? Maybe I was wrong. Some of the games are looking good this year, at least. Yeah, it was Ragnarok, and the track I'd been enjoying was one by oh, I forget the name of the band. I think the song was called Hoots Force. And I'd been like, this is such a fun song to drum to. Oh, they're terrible.
Coming up in the show.
I want to say they were called like Power Wolf or something. Ratatan again? Glory Hammer. Yeah, you see why I thought Glory Wolf. Power Wolf. Glory Hammer's about the same. Yeah, the song was called Hoots Force. And it was very fun to drum to in Ragnarok. And then... Oh yeah, Glory Hammer is bad. It seems. So, I hate to be the bearer of this. To my understanding, the issue with Glory Hammer is it was uncovered that they had a group chat amongst most of the band. The singer was not caught up in this. He's in a new band now, and apparently he's alright. But the rest of the band had a really fucking gross group chat, where they were throwing around racial slurs pretty willy-nilly. Talking about, like, they were basically treating, non-white women like fucking Pokemon, to sleep with on the tour bus and keep, like, a collection of how many, like, races of women they had fucked on the tour bus, and were describing them all in the, like, incredibly sexist, incredibly racist ways. Any racial slur you can think about was being used to describe, like, female fans that they'd convinced to sleep with them on the tour bus. Yeah, that's Glory Hammer. Yeah, I might have got some of the specifics a little wrong, but to my memory, that's roughly what. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Imagine how I felt. Hoots Force was the first song of theirs I'd heard. I got really into it, and literally the first clip of me playing that game that I posted online was like, oh, they're bad. Yeah, I forgot the first rule of listening to metal music, even in a game context, is you fucking Google every band and the word controversy before you do anything. Yeah, I believe the singer is okay, and the singer has moved on to be in a different band. Ooh! New Moomin. Ooh! I really liked the last Moomin game, the Snufkin Valley? Is this from the same people that did the Snufkin game? If they're the same people, if it's from the same dev team, I will definitely play another Moomin game. I love me a good Moomin. Okay, is this our first Stardew of the PC Gaming Show? Should I keep a tally for Stardews in the PC Gaming Show? I think, yes, I'm hitting the button. Okay, ooh! Spooky Stardew! Look, even with all this here, I think this is still a Stardew. This might be more Terraria, but it's Stardew enough. Look, It's a Stardew isn't a science, it's a vibes-based system. It's a Stardew is a fairly lax taxonomic
It's important to
system.
celebrate when something reinvents itself. Necess overhauls its graphics, gets major updates. It's beautiful.
It's almost as beautiful as the rig's Corsair RM1000X fully modular ATX power supply.
Oh, it's poetry.
I always forget how integrated, sponsored ad content the PC gaming show gets. It's the worst thing about it. Considering that, okay, it is the Snuff King game developers, that's wonderful. Considering the PC Gamer is like an editorial outlet that this this showcase is tied to, I find it kind of gross how often they're just like, you know what else is great? This brand of power supply for PC that we're sponsored by. It's real.
Building schematics.
They'll just drop a sales pitch for a stick of
Rerouted the
RAM
security comms.
way too easily.
The package was as good as ours. Every variable accounted for, but we fucked it up anyway.
I'm glad I could help Allison. I'm glad that was positive. Yeah, obviously give it a read, but yeah, I believe you can read some sections of the chats, and it's pretty bad.
Next time, we gotta be even more prepared.
Even more? Is that even possible? Also, I'm so glad that for the foreseeable future, this is the last of the game trailer showcases. I don't think we have any left this month unless Nintendo announces a direct that they usually do in June. The chats are gross, be warned, yeah. Oh yeah, no, Bellabean. When I said they were throwing around racial slurs, that is what I meant. Like, just throwing around the N-word to talk about women that they'd slept with on the tour bus. Like, I am not exaggerating when I say if you can think of a racial slur, they were probably directing it at women they'd slept with. It's worse than I expected even from what Laura said. Yeah.
Boss of the wall. Danables is stepping back into our payday roots. The big difference is, of course,
I really wish these showcases would get the understanding. People generally, by and large, don't give a shit about these developer, like, chat to the developer talking head segments. Unless it's a game that, like, already has a dedicated audience and you can guarantee most people watching will be invested in the game. Like, you have to really be confident to use this structure of trailer, and I think the PC Gaming Show throws it around way too liberally for games that it's really easy to zone out for. Like, the Marvel Tokon one at the State of Play recently, I think you earn that by being like, this is such an unexpected mashup of genre and developer, how the fuck did this happen? Oh, okay, we're getting some explanation. Unless the average person watching this showcase already knows what this game is, they're probably not going to be invested enough to care about developer staring out a window holding a BDSM mask.
The game breaks the theme. With a sort of a sci-fi theme on it, it enables you to stay in the pocket of thematics and still solve things from a gameplay.
Like, I need to see way more of the game before you tell me about your desire to stay in the pocket of thematics.
In the future. And the sci-fi thriller theme gives us a lot of tools to play with. Midway is just a corporate haven. There's no rules, there's nothing. It's divided up into districts. There's even like district wars and this kind of thing within the city. So it's a very classical, in a way.
Generally, you can have them say the same things, just don't cut to the developer faces, just show more gameplay.
And I'm gonna hand you a new adventure and have a bit of fun. So there's something called
also, yeah, pre-alpha gameplay. This looks pre-alpha to me.
Whatever you're doing in the normal mission, you can basically jump to this other place. Thematically, there's these architects that build these defense mechanisms that get...
Nix the Wary, there have been rumors about one, and Nintendo generally doesn't skip June. I feel like it would be a good excuse to put out a Metroid Prime release date, for example.
Just tracking down this specific person that you need to make a dive into to extract information. We don't need a bank vault for that. It could be a suburban, gritty area, or it can be a very high.
Oh, Black Voices in Gaming is tomorrow. Do you know when?
The dials provide change of pace and change of intensity.
You're right. We haven't had Black Voices in Gaming yet.
A nightmarish.
Free alpha is meant to mean we don't have a first build of the game ready yet. We're still working on a first rough playable prototype. Like, that's pre-prototype.
We could just mix a lot of different stuff together, because it's this very abstract place. And also with gameplay, we could go from a shooter to a platformer to a horror theme,
or we can have sort of
12 p.m. EST. That's 5 p.m. UK. Give me a sec.
The heist fantasy in general maps really well to game psychology. I'm a psychology-driven game designer to a large extent.
Gaming.
We want to motivate you.
Cool. Thank you for alerting me that that was happening. I've done my best to keep on top of all these showcases, but it's tricky.
It's what's the drive of the game? I think building new things or crafting
I'm in
things
pre-dream right now, sleepy but awake.
A good example would be like this thing we did for Payday, where you would craft masks and this kind of thing.
Yeah, we're going back to the masks. I've heard people tell me before, like, oh, GTFO, and then oh, it's a masks game. I'm like, really? Yeah, maybe it is.
Sarah says, thank you for the charity stream. One of my hyperfixations is genocides and atrocities, so you're reading about how Microsoft is complicit is good, because people usually don't know about how the stuff happens, and I get mad at people that pretend it doesn't happen. They don't like to imagine what evil humans can do. I'm very glad that I could help. I did my best.
With Hannibal Lecter type of style. So as in
Tara, yeah, sure. I can share the link again if you want to donate one more time.
Are this expression to allow them to expand the world inside of themselves. So finding designs where they don't really know where to put it, in what categories, we try to hit kind of a sweet spot there. This is gonna be a high-paced, intense, and a very fun collaborative game. Playing together with friends is a beautiful thing, right? Especially when we have these situations where shit hits the fan, we panic together and try to solve it.
So if you put 4 people in a room and they play it, and you start to hear the voices go up, and they start to be loud in the room, then you know, like, yeah, it's something, you know?
If you want to find out more about Den of Wolves, head to our Steam page and make sure to wishlist.
Yeah, these devs have gone on way longer than I think they really had earned. Do you even know what type of duck you want, Laura? In what context, what kind of duck I want? Me? Yeah, me. How do we feel about billionaires? Not a fan. You can do something about it. Dance to hype robots, dance to dodge robots. Don't get bonked, hack stuff. I don't know that dancing is gonna take down the fascism. The revolution will not be choreographed. I don't know that this is going to get rid of capitalism and billionaires. That frame rate is probably an actual fucking alpha for a game. This is why you shouldn't fucking call your polished vertical slices a pre-alpha, because it makes people very cautious of actual fucking alpha footage. There are trains in this one, but the monsters might try and get in my train, and I want to ride the train, not the monster. I don't want the vampire to ride the train, I want to ride the train. But Laura, what if you could do something easy like basic dance moves instead of actually working to make the bolt actually better? Yeah.
Don't you ever cross me, Ridley. I will destroy you. Also, tea with honey is great for a scratchy throat after a long day on set.
Okay.
Want to rehearse the next scene? It's that silly one where I'm trying to detangle a bunch of headphone cables and you learn the folly of crossing Frankie Ward. I have powerful friends and a long reach. Or you could tell us about the next part you're going to install.
Yep, let's do that, please. Right, the X870E Aorus Master has a few special features
Oh
to
god.
make PC building
You
easier.
know what
My
I
favorite is
hate? Her performance is so cringy that it made me almost relieved when this man started to go into advertorial mode. I'm like, oh, thank God, he's going to explain an advertorial PC component to me, rather than be her trying to do stand-up. Ooh. She's trying.
Well, we've been working on the Rogue Prince of Persia's early access for over a year now, pushing the game way further than we ever imagined. I mean, just look at me playing. I'm happy, the team is happy, and our boss is happy. And
The
players,
drama kids
well,
didn't
they
get
seem
bullied
happy too.
enough at school.
Our 1.0 launch is fast approaching.
I don't know. I was a bit of a drama kid. I was a drama kid. I was going to say drama kid at school. I was a drama kid because my parents wrote pantomimes. So I was kind of forced to be a drama kid. This is beautifully animated. A shame about the Ubisoft of it all. Reminder, Ubisoft have a huge problem with abuse of rank and file workers by executives, and despite the various firings that went on, internal company surveys have found workers do not feel any safer working at Ubisoft than they did in the height of the abuse scandal. Fundamentally, workers across most of Ubisoft seem to agree that nothing really changed and that company culture is still as abusive and dangerous as it previously was. So that's not great. Yeah, look, I'm glad they're not involved in a genocide, but they're still not great. It's bad that the bar has become you're not as bad as you could be because you're not contributing to genocide. You be soft, more like you be abused at work. You be abused at work for being soft.
As the worthy Prince of Persia.
Did you know about the ongoing trial in France regarding 3 former Ubisoft managers for some of the harassment they've done? Oh, I am aware of that. I am indeed. Hence, continuing to talk about it here. Even when everyone else has stopped talking about it,
Yep, that's me.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I was gonna fucking joke about that. It's oh, Tara, thank you very much for the donation. I know genocide is a weird hyperfixation, but having hate in your heart is so foreign to me. I feel the need to understand how someone can hate so much. Agreed. I don't understand it, but I wonder how I got into this crazy situation.
Good. Run! Move, move, move.
Hull compromised. Please evacuate the train.
Those ungrateful mother...
Bro, we can literally intercept the conductor, steal all his shit, and extract. Let's go, 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 go!
Oh, we're doing the fake voice chat. It took me a second. Also, why are we blowing up the train? Why did they put bombs on the train? Don't bomb the train.
Go, 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 go.
At least they've got the proper levels of fry scream on the shitty controller mic. You have to save the train, do you? Or do you have to destroy the train? Eve. One day they'll release the Eve games.
Founder Access is the first public step in creating a visionary sci-fi survival experience.
The first step, huh?
You start your journey alone. A tiny blip in a
Eve, these games are gonna have to release someday.
As you struggle to gain a foothold in this hostile world, You can build rudimentary structures, improved ships, components.
This is yet another spin-off, is it? No. I know it's not Star Citizen, but it's EVE Online related, and that's also a thing that's in eternal development, right?
Skies. Everything requires fuel to operate, and good resource management is crucial to survival. The most potent source of fuel, crude, is necessary to build formidable ships.
Oh, I need a second to
and even
read a thing.
Reconnecting the vast universe. Smart structures are highly customizable.
Gaming, what do we happen new?
Only bound by your
EVE spreadsheets in space, cool,
Founders have already created custom tournaments, specialized trading hubs, advanced security systems, and more.
Rare has new leadership that apparently want to make a Banjo-Kazooie.
Wow, I knew space was dark, but that was dark. CCP really knows how to make the destruction of the universe look kind of beautiful. I'm honestly looking forward to being ambushed in the depths of space in EVE Frontier.
But if you're like me and the thought of being caught off guard is a no-no, just head over to the PC Gaming Show Steam page and you'll find every single
I'm falling
game we're showing
asleep.
today in one
I'm so glad that there's so
ready to be
few of these conferences today because my ability to stay awake, apparently today it ran out. My patience in these showcases is, and I think it's just because so much of this is so dry. Want to crowdfund for pillows? Not necessary. I could go get pillows, but that would require getting out of the chair, and if I get out of the chair, I don't know if I'll ever return. Am I having days off this week? Nah, I got work to do. I got business. Now that this and the Switch 2 launch are out the way, and the AA showcase, I have to get on with book publisher nonsense. Space Satisfactory?
Rewards are good though. On completion, we'll finally acquire another.
Oh, I do need a coffee ice cream. Coffee ice cream would be lovely.
And with all that methane on level 2, that means methanol.
No days off, only meetings with Jeffrey and a random person. Not a random person, a person that you get on with, and I get on with you, and you get on with them. So they're probably, they're not a random person. They're Jeffrey's friend. Therefore, probably a good person. I trust your general vibes detecting ability. Building. Oh, it's like a music synthesizer, but for building, like assembly machines for assembling devices. Oh. Oh, I like this. What's the most optimal machine you can make to automate assembly of machines? Ooh. Ooh. One of the Cooking Mama speedrun moderators has beaten 2 of my world records. Oh. Oh no, I'm gonna have to make time to get back to Cooking Mama speedrunning now. Wilster, one of the other Cooking Mama speedrun mods, has overtaken some of my speedrun times. Will we get a stream? Oh, I'll stream it. I don't know when I'll find time to stream it. I'm gonna need to come back to it at a time where I, like, have some free space to focus on it.
Here,
We're producing blues
He's beaten some of my like hour-long runs by as much as 7 minutes. So I'm gonna have to look at what Wilster's routing was.
Which were drawn, stamped, and dyed with pigment. Produced here.
Yeah, it's the 20 recipes category.
Which was
So clearly he's found some better routing than I have.
Made by combining these modules.
I don't have the focus to get back into retaking those records at this second, but give me a couple of months. I'll do some streams and try and retake them. Autism is wonderful sometimes. It is wonderful sometimes. I'm mainly not doing it right now because
Here's one. You know when
the Switch 2's only just come out, and I want to do a playthrough of a Switch 2 game over the coming weeks on stream, which is probably going to be Yakuza 0 with the English dub. But also I have I need to get through Death Stranding 2 for work, for review. I want to give it some breathing room. Probably like I would say like August is probably a good time for me to tackle speedrun streaming again.
If you're worried about running out of VRAM,
playthrough of Cookstar on Switch 2.
With 16 gigabytes.
Ooh. No, it runs at 30 FPS and that isn't going to be uncapped. I was thinking for a second, would the increased loading times make it a new competitive platform? Because like the two reasons we run on PS5 is the loading times, but also the 60 FPS just means that you get through the minigames faster. Because they didn't properly account for that. Have they said anywhere how long this is going to be? How many of my times have you beaten, Wolster? How many of my times have you just beaten? Have you like saved these up? I'm now more engaged in the state of Cooking Mama Cookstar speedrun leaderboards. Okay, so all vegetarian, I'm in first place. All traditional, all vegetarian, I'm in first place. How do I see these sub-categories? Five traditional, 5 vegetarian, just the 20s, 10 traditional, 10 veg. Is it just the 20? Worcester has the 20 traditional.
Maybe it's time.
Oh, it's just the 20 traditional. He's just submitted multiple runs. Okay, so he's only taken one of my records. He's pushed me into second place on 20 traditional. My record was 1 hour 7. 1 hour 6:58. He set a 59 minute. He's done the first sub 1 hour run for 20 recipe traditional.
You were always one of us. From day one. What if deciding?
Waiting and yearning for Date Everything. I have review code for Date Everything. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. I am going to rush straight away to go see Steph's content in that game.
You're still making it about yourself. Just look at us.
Oh, thank you, Active Criticism, for the £10 donation to the fundraiser. End genocide. Indeed, I agree. Less of that, please.
Find a way out.
Sorry, I should be paying attention to these games, shouldn't I? That's why we're here, in theory. I'm here to look at trailers.
This is Pathfinder.
This is Pathfinder.
A hack and slash
I can do
dungeon
voice
crawl
acting.
where up to 4 players
Pathfinder.
battle through a single massive labyrinth.
Nix the Wary, I have played the Gen 9 Pokemons on Switch 2. They do run beautifully.
Customize each hero between 3 paths, inspired by 2nd edition.
Inspired?
Or mix and match.
Mix and match.
Hybrid.
The perfect hybrid.
Solo or with friends. Switch between the party's heroes on the fly to unleash almighty combo attacks.
Almighty combo attacks. I'm not mocking the voice, I'm just enjoying mimicking it now. Gathers her powers. Are you foolhardy enough to try? Oh.
Abomination vaults.
Abomination vaults. Sometimes I just want to sit and mimic Echolalia mimic a voice.
Still taking up the challenge.
Oh, this is the one. Was it you, Jeffrey, that was asking yesterday if we'd seen footage of this yet?
One endeavor and another. 2 sides.
Yeah, Moonlighter 2.
Precious coin.
There was a trailer for this somewhere in the last few days, but yes, here it is again.
Dangers, while in the other, you put your skills and hustle to the test.
We had debates about the pixel art versus the 3D art style.
As you chase that vision, you may pause and wonder, is this pursuit more important than its destination? That answer lies within you, little merchant.
Still just summer, quote-unquote.
Computers aren't the only thing we build here at our hardware workshop. While Frankie and Jacob are working on...
This is not your hardware workshop, Day
some more
9.
elegant equipment for fieldwork. Spy gadgets. See here. This might appear to be a standard ATX full-tower personal gaming computer. In actuality, every component is also an extremely cool spy gadget. Take, for instance, this CPU fan. In reality, Ninja Star.
Oh my god.
That did a real number when we tried it on an intern. Well, moving on, we have our range of hidden tasers. To the untrained eye, a coffee mug.
Yeah.
In reality, a taser. Ooh, or how about this? To the
All
untrained
those
ear,
visual
a roll
effects.
of toilet paper. But in actuality, you guessed it, it's a taser.
Hey, what about this? Is this like a hidden listening device, USB, or is it maybe a spy camera?
That is, of course, also a taser. Don't worry, he'll be fine.
Oh.
Eventually. For now, let's check out our next exciting world premiere.
I love those visual effects. So realistic. So engaging and enthralling. God, do you remember back in the day when the PC Gamer Show was 4 fucking hours long? You remember when it used to be more than 4 hours? It was 4.5 hours that first GM. Have they said a length for this one yet? +70 games. That concerns me. If you're gonna try and do bits, you are going to have to face the consequences of having tried to do a bit. I haven't counted the game so far, and honestly, nothing so far has really stuck with me. This looks kind of interesting.
Sure they're humans. Check their eyes and teeth. An overlooked visitor will kill you.
I'm not sticking around for IGN. Ooh. Ooh, I've caught a right case of the buboes. Ooh, I've got a right case of the buboes.
I'm Oscar, a solo developer, and this is my game, Botsu. It's an online multiplayer game where you control a ragdoll robot and compete in some very silly physics-based competitions. I started making this game in my spare time, and now you can play the free demo on Steam. You'll start off in a lobby area called Bot Central, where you can meet up with your friends and mess around with the sandbox while they arrive. When you're ready, mind the gap and hop on the matchmaking train to your Botsu tournament. Your team will compete in bonkers boxball matches, steal boxes and drag your team to victory in Stockpile, and try to be the last bot standing in
Is this a Devolver
It's even
game,
got
did they
physics-based
say?
power-ups, like
Why
sticky
was this
bombs,
not in the Devolver
balloons that
Direct?
work
Well,
on
because then they couldn't have
and
made
grappling hooks to swing the
Ball
match in your
Pit
favour.
a 20-minute
You can
segment.
play both online and split screen at the
Oh
same
yeah, there was
time,
Moomin.
and you can create crazy custom
This
matches
is at
on
least a
Steam Demo right
better
now.
sales pitch for a
I hope you
game.
have fun.
Right, that's how you do a trailer. Like, I don't really give a shit about this game, but this was at least a vaguely memorable trailer.
Spotlight, hot night, glow red in the spotlight.
Oh god, more adverts for components.
Line up for the looks that kill. So rich it can make you ill. Don't choke on the diamond pill. Cheap lights, get a gag like bow down. Bow down to the gold.
I mean, this is the best showcase we've seen today. By the metric of this showcase isn't financially benefiting a genocide. So, like, it's painful to watch, but it's not, like, causing pain for the people of Gaza. So I think this one's still winning for today. That I know of. As far as I am aware, PC Gamer is not responsible for the genocide happening in Gaza. To the best of my knowledge. I visited PC Gamer's offices in the past. I did not see any evidence of them colluding with the IDF. You could call me an external inspector who did not find evidence of a genocide at PC Gamer. Oh, I'm falling asleep at the PC. Oh no. I have to turn the fan on to wake me up. What do I have left in the way of snacks? I have little donuts, some Oreos, chocolate. I do not have coffee. There will not be any caffeine until I have escaped. The earliest I could do would be post PC gaming show. I could go down and make a coffee. But for now I have my ominously glowing red liquid.
What an amazing collection of games we've already seen.
This is also a
We are
showcase
really
that
turning up the
talks
heat this
way
year.
more frequently than it needs to.
What is that?
Oh, it's thermal paste.
You do not need to get writers in to write this many scripted sequences. I'm alright, Jane. I appreciate the offer.
The heat from your CPU to your heat sinks to avoid overheating.
I do enjoy how much this
Plus, it
glows
is
like
an
neon
amazing
red
cookie
in
filler.
the
It's
studio
like
lights.
Mika, you can't eat thermal paste.
Of course you can.
Ooh.
Especially not with milk.
One sec. The Frosty Games Showcase was really good. Up there with Day of the Devs and the Accessibility Summer Showcase as contenders for the best showcase of the week. Would recommend watching some of it if you get a chance. Yeah, I apologize. I wasn't gonna stay up another. I was too tired after 7 hours of streaming. I wasn't gonna wait 2 hours and then come back and stream again. Maybe I will hop on. If tomorrow works out well, maybe I hop on early. We watch the Frosty Games Showcase before the Black Voices in Gaming Showcase. Maybe we come on an hour early and we watch Frosty Games. This is just exotic flavor drink. This is exotic tropical drink. I cannot tell you exactly what fruits that is. It is exotic flavor. Then I have to think about that word every time I say it, so I don't accidentally say it's erotic flavor. Which my mouth every time it goes to say erotic. Is the drink the blood of the executives? If it's the blood of the executives, I wouldn't admit to that on camera. Exotic means orange and yellow.
Perfect, because right
Yeah,
now we've got
kinda.
another exciting world premiere to show you from our friends at
I
Fail
did.
Better Games.
I did skim through the Green Games one, not on stream. I watched it later. I watched some of it later. It's just as bad and AI filled as people said it was. It was all AI filled mobile games. The Green Games one was fucking horrid.
Complicated.
We didn't watch it on stream, but it was the worst showcase this year by a fucking landslide.
Horticulture has been under a curse, making even the simplest act of cultivation unpredictable.
Frosty's only 50 minutes. I'm not doing it today, but maybe tomorrow before Black Voices in Gaming, maybe I'll do Frosty.
Chandley may be small, but it's thick with secrets and set in its ways. Is it ready for the return?
You know what? Give me a minute. I'll find you a trailer from the Green Games showcase just to show you how bad it got.
Based on British history and folklore. For research, we've walked
I'd argue the genocide one is probably worse. If the genocide one is worse, this is Green Games is like the worst made, the most painful to watch. Give me a sec. Piss game, piss game, piss game.
Cannibalism in them. You can't eat people in this.
Oh, Hannah Flynn!
That it's safe. There are
Oh, Hannah's
old
great.
cows waiting in the corners of the
Oh,
world,
Hannah Flynn.
and the night does not belong to mortals. If all of that sounds good to you, wishlist Mandrake on Steam right now.
Oh, Better Games. Give me a second to get the AI slop stream up. Hey everyone. Sorry, I gotta skim over some ads in the other monitor, and then I can show you how bad Green Games was. God, the Green Games showcase has so many ads on YouTube. I'm trying to skim through it, and it's already tried to play me 5 ads.
Fight some guys using tactics. Check your diary. Tuesday, investigate a spook classroom. Gain a rival. Fight some more guys. Find a dog. Wednesday, romance your friends. Kick an egg. Fight.
Okay, yeah, let me find the really bad clip I saw.
Missing sandwich. Pull a new friend out of nowhere.
Oh god, more ads. So many ads.
Learn a terrible secret.
Oh, this game. I want to play this game.
The weekend.
Demon School, this is it. Does this have a date yet? It's all Mind's Eye ads. How many Mind's Eye ads am I gonna get served?
Wishlist Demon School, an RPG with tactical battles right now.
Oh, this is it. This is it.
Congratulations on your assignment. You have been selected to oversee.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this for a second, and bring you over the Green Games showcase just to give you a little dose of what we skipped.
Pairing of kind of the green message and an amazing bit of game design.
Yeah, I love that. That you've got to think.
VGBs, welcome. Hi everyone, I'm Laura. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. We're currently watching all of the video game trailer showcases. The links on screen, the QR code is we're doing a fundraiser for medical care for Palestinians. But this is the Green Game Showcase from yesterday that was ostensibly about games that are good for the environment, but it contained so much fucking AI art and so much really just completely talking out their asses presenters.
All your different
we're going to watch
resources
one
and kind of
clip
level
from
everything up at the
Green
same
Games.
time, like Catan, which I love.
And so for the next game, we're going to look at Elwyn Quest of Time by Earthwise Games. It's a web-based card game about thriving with nature.
You can see him glancing down to the table to read his notes. Look at this fucking AI bullshit.
Lost in a world of winners and losers.
The song is AI, the art is AI, the video art is AI. This was the second trailer. This was trailer number 2. And I'm gonna force you to watch this whole thing. This environmental showcase. Because what's more painful is the way that the hosts are gonna talk about this game in a second afterwards. Right, it's so bad. Green Games. I'll rewind. We'll see the train game on PC Gamer, don't worry. Okay, sorry, it's another Mind's Eye fucking trailer. I have to stick with this long enough, though, because I need to show you how the presenters talked about it after this trailer aired, because it gets worse. I know, chat. I know about the train game. We're going to rewind and see the train game.
This is the all-new Mario Kart
Give me a sec.
World,
I'll share the donation
exclusively on
link.
Nintendo Switch 2. Drive virtually everywhere. Compete in 24
Sorry, I'll get rid of the ad in a second.
And try to survive knockout tour.
Where's my mouse?
Race around the world all together,
mouse.
anytime, anywhere.
There we go. Sorry.
Oh, I like the look of that, actually.
Sorry. This is how they talked about the AI game. This is what I wanted to get back to.
Oh, I like the look of that, actually. With
I
I do love a
actually.
deck builder. Well, we've played quite a lot of Dominion, haven't we, at home? So and also when it's all automated, you don't have to shuffle the cards yourself.
Yeah, and you don't have to argue about the rules. And yeah, just so interesting. It reminded me of, yeah, Dominion, Ascension, I guess Hearthstone, Balatro.
So Nick,
It reminded me of every card game I've ever heard of. Dominion, Ascension, Hearthstone, Balatro. It's got cards in it. Right? Like, this does not sound like two people who play board games or card games. It's like Dominion or Ascension or Hearthstone or Balatro. They've all got cards in them.
we've got Longleaf Valley by Trees Please Games.
You
It's
can just
an award-winning mobile.
You watch them looking down at the fucking script every few seconds. So anyway, give me a second. We're going to go back to PC Gamer and I'm going to go see the train game we missed. How long ago did I miss a train game? Oh, there was a train game. You're right. Oh, is this the dwarves? Oh, this is the dwarf one. Being on the trains is very little of this game, but I will look at the trailer again. It's largely a base builder where you ride a train from base to base. Yeah, they're not similar games at all, except that they have cards in them. Is it not dwarves? This is definitely the one I'm thinking of. It's the one where you do... Is it not? Is this not the one from a couple of days ago? It's an actual train game. Okay, I stand I'm like, is this definitely not? Okay, maybe. Okay, so you're getting off the train only to get things to craft stuff to build more of the train. Ursi, there's only a Just Giving link, but if you want to go directly, the charity is Medical Aid for Palestinians. It won't show up on screen, but if you just want to make a donation directly to Medical Aid for Palestinians, that is what we're trying to fundraise for. Mainly, we were doing it during the... Oh, that's an impressive train, actually. This is... Okay, I'm glad we came back for this. This is a train game. There we go. What was that game we saw a couple of days ago that looked so much like this, but was about Dwarf? Railborn. I feel like the one we saw the other day was called, like, Railbound. What about subs and stuff here? Will part of that go to charity? Any subs or bits today, I will donate to charity. I would suggest donating directly to charity because Twitch takes 50% if you, or whatever the percentage is, if you do bits or subs here. But if someone has, say, a Twitch Prime sub kicking around that they would like that money to go to charity, if you make your Twitch Prime sub here, I will continue to note the Twitch Prime subs happening today, and I will make a donation to the charity to that amount. But yeah, let me get caught back up to speed. Build your little pixel cars, defend your base.
Debuild as it means you can stick to the more reliable.
Here we go. We're caught back up to speed. Oh, Ursi, thank you very much for the 10 gift subs. Goodness, I will make a note of that. Once the stream is done, I will make a donation to medical aid for Palestinians. Thank you very much.
Sounds like the perfect hardware combo. Anyone looking to frag draw cards, explore endless dungeons?
If the government catches me donating, they'll remove my social security. As I was saying before, no pressure to donate to charity if you cannot. I recognize everyone's situation is different. This was a thing we did during the Xbox showcase primarily to go, look, if we're gonna put the stream on, we can at least do something good for Palestine, given the whole Microsoft boycott situation. But thought it was worth leaving up until the day was done anyway, just to, you know, might as well make a day of it if we're doing it. Thank you very much, Ursi. That was lovely of you. Right, well, let me put the sound back on. Let's see trailers. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Wow, starting this trailer quoting a famous racist. Who was quoted at the start of this trailer? I'm gonna guess from context it was like, Lovecraft or something. We live under a constant threat. Yeah, Lovecraft, of course. Yeah, surely you could have found someone else to quote than the man who, famously named his cat after a racial slur.
We want to survive in the new conditions. We must not only fight the fog, we must explore it, research it, understand it, as the fate of our people, maybe even the world.
Inspired by Lovecraft is different to direct quotes. Is that what did they quote, or did they say inspired by? Okay. Wasn't it his dad who did that? I don't know. I do know that most of Lovecraft's work is reportedly thinly veiled references to different racial groups that he found scary. Like, a lot of his, like, the terrifying horror of the unknown is, like, thinly veiled, like, I'm scared of people who don't look like me. So I'm gonna tell stories about them as horrifying, mind-destroying monsters. He was an overt eugenicist, correct? Thank you for reminding me, Jane. What is this? This looks... Oh, this is proper anime speed fighting. Oh, I want a fighting game that looks like I'm doing the Dragon Ball Z fight in real time rather than having to slow it down to see it. Train Fort was the one we were thinking about.
Coming up in the show...
But there was a puzzle game, a train puzzle game called Railbound in the Thinky Direct. Okay. I did correctly remember two things, I just amalgamated them together. Yeah, a lot of his work is just the terrifying, unimaginable horror of unintelligible monsters that are just people of color. Yeah, Laura Roller says, fear of the other is a pretty common shorthand of horror stories, but few were as clearly and obviously racist as Lovecraft, yeah.
Convert the feeble-minded, learn the occult, spread the mighty one's influence.
I've read that he might have admitted some ignorance in his late life, though that doesn't make the uncomfortable subtext go away. It makes me cautious when someone says that their creation is inspired by the works of Lovecraft, and I'm like, you're inspired by some pretty racist, inspirational material.
Unlock new unholy sorceries to overcome the mighty.
Yeah, it's another cult game. And animated cult game. Worship. Oh, pardon me. Well, Lovecraft didn't really like the Nazis. Most sensible people don't really like the Nazis. Thank you very much to Anonymous for their donation to the Medical Aid for Palestinians fundraiser. Very appreciated. Yeah. Most inspiration usually comes from the cosmic horror, not the racism horror. Yeah, but that's the problem with Lovecraft, is that the two were pretty structurally. There was a lot tying the two of them. Inner World says a lot of recanting seems to be I regret that you got offended by what I said kind of energy. Is this Guns of Icarus in space with anime? Well, it looks like it. Anyway, point being, if you were previously unaware, Lovecraft, he was kind of a racist guy. We can leave that there.
These games is bringing us a follow-up to the airship combat game Guns of Icarus.
Oh, it is.
All professions are
It is
workers,
Guns of Icarus in
weirdos
space with
would be
anime. It
impossible
literally
if not for the
is.
laser watches and ejector seats of those who came before us.
We stand on the shoulders of giants. Crafty, unhinged giants.
Which is why I am pleased to present, in an attaché case full of throwing knives and tear gas canisters, the latest intel on Bond. James Bond. So we sent our secret agent.
Are we
see
about
what's
to see
happening
more
at
of
IO
James Bond
Interactive.
here than we did at IO Interactive? IO didn't show us any new James Bond. All they showed us was the existing trailer from State of Play. If we see even one bit of new James Bond footage... Are we gonna get, like, even a developer interview? That's gonna be more than we... Yeah, we didn't get a developer interview about James Bond from the IO showcase, did we?
When things got together and we figured out that we were going to work on such a legendary...
Why was this not at IO's showcase?
Huge opportunity, and also...
Even if it's a dev interview, and I was critical of those earlier,
to the excitement of a
this is what we were expecting at IO.
in gaming.
The colleagues that we have here are phenomenal, and I think taking
Fucking hell. For anyone who wasn't around for it, the IO showcase was 2.5 hours.
For all these years,
That was
the Bond franchise has been
largely about a
part of
DLC that was free and already out.
game, but
A game that was coming out in 3 days, and nothing to do with this game that people were excited for.
Cinematic history really smile. In any kind of IP where there's some known aspects of the character.
Could it be they felt there was more room here for it? It was their own showcase. They could have made room for it.
Martin and Land Rover, collaborations with
They could have shown this instead of, I don't know, doing a playthrough of a DLC that was already out.
Crafting this character has been both exciting and extremely challenging because it's a balance between being very...
They had 3 trailers for Mind's Eye, 3 different Mind's Eye trailers back to back without a break.
Into that.
The most special thing about
Is it Hitman but with Bond? It seems like it's Hitman, a little more cutscene-y, a little more linear. You've got the broad approachability of finding your own solutions to the problem, but you are doing linear missions in a linear order, it seems.
From different aspects of stories or whatever. We wanted to make something that was fully original. So he's young. He's someone who doesn't yet know all the things we know about James Bond. He has all the core qualities. So he's irreverent. He's inherently charming. He's funny, but he's not yet cold. He's not callous. He's a more energetic. He has that impatience of youth built into him.
Somewhere in between a naive, not yet worn down.
Yeah, a little more like some of the older Hitman games.
That journey onto this hard-hitting, colder
yeah.
guy that we
it seems like it's going to be, what if Hitman Absolution, like if the modern dev team with all of their modern open world knowledge made a Hitman Absolution today, but with the James Bond license?
Harsh, political, dangerous.
Like, at a guess, that's probably about the vibe they're going for.
While still retaining his values.
Not only will we get to experience...
I can't believe we got nothing of James Bond in the IO showcase.
His famed gear.
And we're getting this.
Part of how you solve the problems as you get to them, using the environment and weapons. And
discover how he learned to like shaken martinis.
A huge part of that.
Yeah, at like 21 or however old this Bond is, he's not drinking shaken martinis. This is a James Bond that's gonna slam a Jaeger bomb, and you know, ask when Uni Night Happy Hour starts.
In our James Bond game.
A really core aspect of this game is what we call creative approach, and it has to do with standing outside a lavish location. We're gonna give you an objective in here. You absolutely need to be able to do that in a bunch of different ways. But I think the biggest difference is that you need a lot of patience to play Hitman. You need to be sitting there seeing the patrol. He goes over there and he likes wine and you overhear that thing. But Bond, he can also just walk through the front door. I'm actually just going to go and talk to
Oh
him.
god,
I'm just
this
gonna go
James
punch
Bond
him
would
right
drink a
now.
vodka
If you're
Red
James
Bull.
Bond that wants to crouch along, you know, the covers and be careful and all that stuff, that's your Bond and that's fine. But we've crafted a game that has a lot more forward momentum.
Spycraft is part of our DNA. However, in terms of Bond, there are...
Okay, it's a Hitman game where you can be a bit run and gun murder machine if you want, because that's fun in an action story.
A big part of the fun of playing the game is to see what he'll say. Because he always has something great to say that you wouldn't have thought of. His quick wit and talking your way into and out of trouble is a big part of the core loop as well.
If Hitman is a...
Oh, in a world, in the UK and US, they still do alcohol mixed with caffeine drinks.
That means that we are much more...
Your Four Loko, your dragon soup.
And we are much more focused on saving the world.
Oh, heck! Thank you very much, Pegasus B, and thank you very much, Gizian. Me playing Star of Icarus after drinking too many. Well, time to play Stars of Icarus. Ha! Thank you very much for supporting the Medical Aid for Palestinians charity. Super appreciated. Your donations are doing great work for helping people in Palestine and refugees who have made it out to access short-term emergency and long-term medical care. Thank you so much. Now you have to mix your alcohol and caffeine manually like an adult. Four Loko here took out the caffeine. Buckfast is still the caffeine alcohol drink of choice. Buckfast sure does exist.
Absolutely wild. It's because that's the 360 experience that our fans deserve and expect from a
I saw a friend. I saw a TikTok of a man in the street being paid to down some Buckfast and be followed around by some TikTokers for 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, that's my buddy. I know that guy. It was quite a thing to stumble upon in the wild, footage of a very lovely gentleman being daytime, having TikTokers foist Buckfast upon him.
This has to be a larger-than-life.
Oh, I've heard about the Panera lemonade.
And that's what we've delivered. But it's always
and it's potentially deadly amounts of caffeine.
Action for action's sake. It's because it leads to the next thing. It's because he needs and has to do this in order to succeed.
Having worked on Hitman on and off for 20 years, this is the combination of all that work, all that skill, all that practice, coming together and finally seeing the ultimate.
Yeah, why was this not in the... Why did IO not put this there in their own fucking showcase? Why did you not put this in your own showcase? Evening, Death Tales. What did Death Tales miss? Also, why is this art style making me think of, oh, what's that Peggle roguelike I got really into recently? The Windows 95 aesthetic one. Talked about it a bunch on Podquisition, I've forgotten the name of it. Mr. Nubby's Number Factory? This visually reminds me of Nubby's Number Factory, yeah. Yeah, Nubby's Number Factory. No, Peglin is also a sort of Peggle roguelike, but it's a different one. Goblin America.
When the world ended,
Remind me, Laura, and the people watching, what is Podquisition? It's a video game podcast where we tell you whether your favorite video games are great or perfect and never get political. That's what it is.
You can shatter our chains, guide our armies, defend.
If you purely want to know great or perfect as a verdict for video games and definitely not political opinions, check out Podquisition.
And restore the might of our
Do I talk with fun co-hosts? I do indeed. James Stephanie Sterling from the Jimquisition and Conrad Zimmerman off of political opinion having. I mean, video games.
Together, you are legions. Not even the hordes of the Unravel.
We always start talking about video games right at the start of the episode, and definitely not unrelated bullshit for 10 minutes.
Once banished, you will break.
No meandering ever. I definitely don't have to just start saying loudly, "Hello and welcome to Pogquisition," over Stefan Conrad, in the hopes that that will get them to talk about video games and they won't just talk over me. There are never any goofs.
It's in your best interest to listen to me.
We're the most video games podcast a video game podcast could be.
Good work. Head back to the van. Head back to the van.
Dread XP. Big face.
As you can see, we are running a fine-tuned engine of gaming goodness. Oh, speaking of, Sean, what's going
I've
on
listened
with
to
the
70 days worth of Pogquisition.
Jacob, status report?
Oh.
Down here. Jacob is about to fill us in on what we're installing next.
I'm just wiring up everything with our Gigabyte Aorus X870E
Oh,
motherboard.
God.
It's got a suite of features.
PC Gamer, why are you running at so many advertorials for every component in this fucking PC? Available wherever good podcasts can be found. Not on SoundCloud, though, because they're scraping podcasts for AI, so we're not there. On rare occasion, Laura isn't on Pogquisition. The podcast runs very well, and it isn't like children being left unsupervised. Do you remember the very first time that I wasn't on a Pogquisition? Back in the early Steph and Gav days. The episode that came out without me sounded like it was recorded through 2 tin cans with a piece of string between it. The first episode I wasn't there.
Get a little bit worried about the rig booting, but oh, perfect. In the meantime, here's some new tech for you, or should I say, some new Terra tech.
Oh, Terratech, that's a UK developer. They're Terratech's made in Guildford. I know this. I've spoken to the Terratech devs before. This is a Guildford-based game developer. There totally wasn't an episode where Pogquisition where Laura got distracted by gamer goo. Oh god, don't make me flash back to the gamer goo. The gamer goo gives me flashbacks to this day. There's a lot of studios in Guildford because that's where a lot of the UK AAA industry used to be. And like indie studios kind of congregated around there because there was a culture for it and there were jobs available. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Gamer Goo was... I got sent it by a PR company. It was like... Imagine hand lotion, but instead of like softening and moisturizing your hands, its explicit purpose was to be like those silica gel packets they put in tech. It was like antiperspirant deodorant moisturizer. It was dry out. It was suck the moisture out of your hands, desiccate your hands. If you've got sweaty gamer hands, suck the moisture right out of your hands. Have dry hands with our goo. Dry your gamer hands off with our goo. It was the least pleasant thing I have ever put on my hands. There was an episode of Pogquisition in which I tried it. It was the worst thing I ever did. This art style is lovely. I like how these faces are being rendered. Yay, lesbians! Hell yeah! I love how we see the heterosexual couple angrily shouting at each other. We see the lesbians have a good, nice kiss. See, every set of lesbians we've seen in this trailer has been, like, close, embracing, kissing, dancing. Heterosexuals, your dad shouted at your mum so much that you, the child, had to come comfort your mum in the bathroom after the emotional distress she had from dad shouting at her. Gamer Goo is evil flubber. Who doesn't love the anti-flubber? Okay, we are an hour and 20 minutes into this. Do we have an ETA of when we're finishing? when you first mentioned Gamer Goo, I thought we were talking about the piss game again. Look, in my heart, I am always talking about the piss game. We haven't watched the piss game trailer once today. Not one trailer has had cavemen pissing on each other today. Oh god, you're going to show me more adverts for the PC.
I didn't see you there. Don't mind me, I have got a special friend stopping by, but don't tell the folks upstairs.
You're really making me tempted to put the piss game trailer back
just let
on.
them know that they can add any of today's exciting
I need to be
games
filled in
to
about the
their
piss game?
wishlist.
Yeah,
Follow
give me
the
a
link
sec.
below to
Let me
see
find
all
my
the goodies
mouse.
in today's show.
Yesterday, during one of the gaming showcases, there was a game called Piss Off, or Piss Off, where you play as little cavemen, and you're trying to piss your acidic piss at each other to make their fur fall off, and whoever's fur falls off the first loses. Your piss is acid. You just gotta run around with your little dick out pissing on each other, and it was called Piss Off. I also vote against any piss games. Look, I have to give the context. And we couldn't focus on anything afterwards. Anytime we got bored, it was like, well, this boring developer interview is happening. Maybe it'd be funnier if we pretended that this developer interview was about the piss game. Talk of that game's going to take up half the next podcast, isn't it? It might take up, like, it might be the thing we open the episode on. I might talk about the game over there. What conference was this? I don't remember. Was it Southeast Asian Games? It might have been. Yeah, look, I was like 5 hours into streaming at that point. So anytime I got bored, it was time for the piss game. Latin American, it was the Latin American Games Showcase. The first Pogquisition after the Switch 2 comes out will be about a piss game. I mean, it's going to be a busy Pogquisition. There's going to be Switch 2, Ball Pit, my new favourite game of all time, the piss game, trying to summarise any interesting trailers from Summer Games Fest to Steph and Conrad, who I guarantee watched none of it. Oh, the giant Conrad is angry.
You've tried to flee.
You should get in touch with the solo dev of Piss Game for the Accessibility Winter Showcase. No! Oh no, God is angry.
Pains me deeply.
Big Russian cop god is angry. What kind of balls are in this pit? Ball Pit or Ball X Pit is what if Breakout, the game where you fire the ball and it bounces around and you use the paddle to bounce it back. What if that was a top-down, combat-oriented roguelike with city-building elements? I can show you footage of Ball Pit. Ball Pit looks fucking cool. Ooh, this art is gorgeous.
Chef, opening your own restaurant may feel like a fairy tale, but it's trickier than it looks. Customers curse you.
Yeah, what if Breakout was mixed with Vampire Survivors? Yeah, kinda.
All of this can really burn your
Yeah,
biscuits,
Hearthstone Cafe looks
but
fun.
You will be forged in the fires of the kitchen. Sharpen your knives and master the
Oh, this
magical
feels very... This feels very Battle Chef Brigade, and I did like Battle Chef Brigade.
and the path to a demon's heart.
Death Tales, I played the demo once and went, I could play this demo for a long time. I'm not going to. I will wait for this to come out.
With the rig. And make sure there aren't any saboteurs in the mix. Hey, Mika, how are the kids
Oh, I don't
looking
want to
down
hear about this gaming rig.
Oh, it's not looking great.
Give me a second. I'm pulling up the Ball X Pit trailer now because I don't want to hear them talk. I don't want them to talk about this gaming rig they're building anymore. Give me a sec. For anyone who missed it, this is Ball Pit.
Balbalon has fallen. A pit is all that remains. Now treasure seekers flock to explore its depths.
Look at this beautifulness.
Breaking.
This is stored in the Ball X Pit. This is such my thing. Like, not gonna be for everyone, but this is so much my jam.
Power up. Rebuild Balbalon.
Yeah, there we go. I think you get the gist of it. My favorite is that when you do the farming section between runs, you have to break out, send out your farmers. How many controls does it need? I was playing it with WASD and the mouse. I don't know if there's other control options. It's coming to Switch, so it's definitely playable with a controller. Yeah, that's Ball Pit. Let me put this back on.
And that's to become.
It doesn't support controller yet. Yeah, but it's coming to Switch, so it will support controller. It does have controller support. Okay, that's good. Oh, is this Ultra Kill? I was using a DualSense for it, cool. Stop shaking the camera around in first person, you're gonna make me ill. I'm gonna look away from this one for a minute. Don't just fucking wiggle your first person view. Okay, we'll know in 5 minutes whether this is going on more than 90. Hopefully, this showcase will end at a reasonable enough time that I can... Oh, yeah, and the flickering. Okay, trailer's done, trailer's done. Okay, yeah, they're showing multiple more trailers. They're going for at least another half hour. Come on, please don't be more than 2 hours. I just want it to be sub 2 hours. Stario Haven Tower.
And this is the superhero.
Oh! I'm looking forward to this game.
Wait, we're doing this?
Does this have a date yet?
Hey team, this is your dispatcher.
You're a superhero who can't go out in the field right now, so you have to work on the 911 operator computers, sending out other superheroes to their jobs.
Today's Friday.
I know.
A dispatch, that's it. But you also have to, like, do narrative choice-based dialogue stuff. Yeah, Dispatch is on my, like, games that I think will be my jam list for this year. Can you date the heroes? I have no idea. I would assume so based on the genre, probably. Wheel World.
Wheel World is the rare kind of game that leaves you asking the important questions, like, why aren't all the world's bicycles shaped like hot dogs?
We can only hope the answer
Aerodynamics.
reveals itself someday. Until then,
yeah,
let's turn our attention to the latest from FBC.
Oh,
the next game from
I played the
And if
closed
my
beta for
tracker
this.
is working
I
properly,
can't tell you my opinion
looks
of
like
it.
Frankie met up with the
I'm not
Bureau.
allowed to tell you my opinion of it, but I did play the closed beta for this. First-person control wave-based shooter. It's what if Control had a Left 4 Dead?
I don't care about your day job. If you can hold a gun and use a tool.
Okay, short version about Annapurna is, so they published a lot of games from like the kind of indie studios that have like an auteur creator at the top. Think Gone Home being made by, I've forgotten his name, but that one guy you've heard of from Gone Home. You know, and these are teams, but one person on the team is like the one you've heard of. And as is the problem with these kind of auteur-driven indie teams, is that you'll sometimes get problems where, like, regular people working on the dev team will have issues with the auteur being a bit shitty, and thinking they can get away with it because they're the big name people have heard of. So, in a couple of cases, people from these game studios went above the head of their, like, auteur creator, straight to Annapurna, their publisher, going like, hey, look, I'm having real trouble with insert famous auteur creator. Can you please help in some way to do something about this? Can you, like, help us investigate this or something? Or, like, make it known that, like, it's a problem for you as a publisher? And Annapurna kind of were like, no, why would we do that? That would risk us not having the big name that people have heard of being attached. And, like, we're not going to risk not having the big name, because the big name is, like, what's going to make that game sell, so... And also, like, apparently Annapurna kept, changing their deadlines for, like, when builds were due, and making them, like, way shorter, and forcing these, like, tiny little indie dev teams to crunch like hell to finish their games. They would just, like, without warning, drastically reduce the deadlines for when things needed to be completed by. So not great. And that stuff, it sounds like might have been fixed and dealt with. It's unclear, but for now we don't really know, and therefore we kind of got to feel a bit shitty about Annapurna, which is a shame because they are maybe the publisher with the best track record of, like, 100% of the time when they release a thing, it's my favorite. It ends up being my favorite thing.
First-person perspective, so you could kind of go back.
So yeah, I
into the
think
old
that's
house
a
and see it from
summary,
fresh eyes
the
in a
gist of the
different way.
Annapurna thing. You can go read more in depth.
I don't
That's
see first person this time. So.
that's my very
so
sudden
of
attempt
course
to
very different, and
refresh,
I think as anyone can tell from that trailer,
rehashing
we're
it.
Extremely, like,
Feel free to
totally to the
correct
side of
me if I'm
Control.
wrong on any
And
of
this was
that.
a really big challenge for us because, of course, Control
Was it
very,
before or after
moody
they
and
essentially laid off their
atmospheric
entire
and very,
publishing
like,
staff and
horror
rebuilt
tinged.
it? Before.
But of course, it did always have that
This
little
all went
edge
down
of
before the
absurdity.
mass
And
layoffs.
speaking to that, this is kind of like why we leaned into that more absurd.
Yeah, there's a People Make
because, you know,
Games
Control
video
was
about
very
the
carefully built for a
situation,
single-player
yeah.
experience. Since we are sort of a kind of joke around
Yeah.
with your mates and just kind of have fun thing, we didn't want to totally like betray that franchise, but we did want to take those kind of recipe components and just flip them around. So we keep that kind of edge of like horror and tension and stakes, and we just add a lot of the absurdity at a higher value. So for example, like you saw Sticky Ricky, our gigantic monster made out of sticky.
Oh, Sticky Ricky!
In one of our trailers, you know, somebody I think actually shouts like "Sticky Ricky, Sticky Ricky," which was
look. I can't
very,
have an
very funny,
opinion
but that
because
character
I played the game
completely
under
terrifying.
embargo, but like.
Sticky Ricky is joining us today.
Sticky Ricky.
He's just getting himself together, and maybe he'll answer a few of my questions.
Say I don't necessarily have 3 straight-up fraggers on my team. Are there roles that we can adopt in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. So the game is kind of built around a trifecta of kind of saved loadouts that are centered around tools. We call these crisis kits, and each one was developed with a different playstyle in mind. So we have one that kind of shoots these gigantic like liquid globules you saw in the trailer, and this is for the person we always just imagine almost like Scarface, like I don't really care, I just kind of want to, you know, paint the world with something. And then we have another one which is a tool that kind of looks like a pogo stick mixed with a defibrillator, and you might be surprised, but we always have this as like a precision and tactical instrument just because you can kind of relocate yourself and move around easily. And then we have the last really complex tool, which is literally just a wrench. It's just a wrench. It's a gigantic piece of steel. So we made a lot of active decisions to try to get people right into the gameplay. So that's at the cost of some direct storytelling, but we haven't scrimped any on the world building and the big narrative and what it feels like.
Yes, at some point I'll be able to tell you what I think of this game. It's out this month, I think.
Narrative game, so much imagination, atmosphere, obviously Alan Wake, obviously Control.
Sure.
So this feels like a new departure for you guys moving into this space. So why?
Yeah. And to be clear,
Why the fuck would you do that?
You shouldn't go into this game whatsoever expecting those type of experiences, which, by the way, I personally adore. I started Remedy as a massive fan of Remedy, so this isn't a pushback on that type of experience. But the thing is that we, as soon as we started making more than one game at the same time,
we have more quotes about Silksong's release date.
If you are a huge
Matt
Griffin
from Team Cherry says Silksong is coming before
so,
holiday.
It's not really what Remedy is today.
Which to me says
a little over a week from now,
probably September, October
in the future.
for Silksong.
Mike, as an online cooperative shooter, what does this game look like in, say, a year's time?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It's like November, I feel like you're getting into, quote, holiday season.
One of the big things that we're about is kind of like FOMO, like engagement. You know, you don't need to check in
Which
every
holiday,
day.
which year? I know.
Battle pass. So if you come in,
They said 2025 in the Switch 2 Direct, yeah.
All you're going to see is all the great
so
stuff we add.
we're narrowing it down. It's going to be before holiday, so probably it won't be coming out like in the week between Christmas and New Year. We can rule out that week.
We've got additional endgame systems and lots of plans.
I'm just pitching it's a stapler, like opened out, and it just.
Okay, I have news for you. There is a stapler in the game.
I'm a genius.
So in the game, actually in that trailer, you probably
saw
this is
painful.
That big traffic light. That's actually called the red light. It's an
This is
Control. It's now corrupted by the hiss and
yeah, that's why I said like like September or October is before Thanksgiving to
so
me.
It gives you a green light. There's another one, which is a stapler, which if you are a super control nerd, you might remember from some of the posters in the oldest house. Is that a stapler, an altered item? And then you see a nice little clip art of a stapler. Well, that stapler actually shows up, and it kind of behaves like a fly. It sort of like buzzes around your face and gives all the enemies a lot of additional help.
Where can we sign up?
This is so painful, I'm almost willing to break NDA.
All the major consoles on Epic Game Store, or you can
I know the feeling, the urge to mute this and be like, so here's how the game is. I can't.
Hope to see you there.
But like, it would be so easy to just hit the mute button and tell you about what this game is like to play.
Ah, the FBC. Lovely bunch over there for, as long as they last.
Hey, didn't we cook up a few trinkets for FBC personnel at some point?
I mean, we offered, but spy gadgets just don't hit the same way when you spend your whole day working with evil typewriters and turn your bones backwards.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Well, up next, if you've been looking for the perfect excuse to wear a toga, and who hasn't, here's a look at Ubisoft's next entry in the long-running strategy city builder, Anno 117, Pax Romana.
I've not been looking for an excuse to wear a toga.
If you want to be immortalized in ornateness, here's a little lesson.
Oh, I wrote something about this at Gamescom last year. Oh, it's Ubisoft, isn't it? Sorry, I got distracted by this fucking song. The song kind of broke me for a bit. It's a strategy city builder, I believe.
Going up after all.
Yeah, no, I'm Nate, and I was gonna...
I thought I told you there's nothing up there.
Like, what's up there, though?
Nothing.
There's a tower.
Yeah, that's it.
When you get to the top of the tower, what's there?
It's like a top of a tower.
Oh, this one.
Here we go.
Yeah, this one. It's 3D Quap, but it's 3D Quap that really leans into, oh, human being, he was too lazy, he stayed in bed too long, he's like a baby, he can't walk. Oh, he can't walk, he's like a baby, that's like a baby not being able to walk. Not being able to walk properly is like a baby. It's just like, ugh. It's just really lazy theming. As I've said, I don't have a problem with 3D Quap, but like, Octodad Dadliest Catch. That's fun, creative use of the 3D Quap. It's hard to walk because you're a literal skeleton shoved inside a business suit with no bones in your tentacles. Octodad was misleading. Octopuses have incredible mobility. They do have incredible mobility. Not when they're shoved in a human's business suit and trying to stand directly upward, they don't. To my knowledge.
I'm sure you're eager to see more of the rig, and I'm eager to show it. So let's check back in with the build and see where things are at.
Oh no, we're still doing this.
Looks like Jacob forgot the #1 rule of a new PC build.
An offering before you start, or computer spirits drink your heart. He forgot the sacrifice.
Okay, that is the first time I have found this showcase funny.
Alright, I should cut him loose while he's still got blood.
That like 10 seconds, genuinely pretty funny.
I am loving how normal things are today. And a quick reminder, you can find every single game from
Also,
today's
they are
show
sat
in
so
one place
painfully
at the
far
PC
apart.
Gamer Steam page.
It would
Over
be
at
more comfortable for their legs to
PCGamer.com/wishlist.
not be
My own
right
wishlist is
where the
currently
table
buckling under
legs
the
are.
strain of so many amazing games.
They've had to work to sit that far
Games,
apart.
Here's our next world premiere. A brand new game published by Punkle, the creator of Vampire Survivors. Get ready to
Ooh.
go berserk.
Oh, Punkle. Haha. Yeah. I know what this is. Does someone I know write for Punkle games? Steph does. I couldn't say whether Steph's written for this or not, but yeah, so this is not developed by Punkle, but this is published. Berserk or Die, out now. Punkle are starting to publish some things that fall into their wheelhouse, and yeah, I'm excited for that one. Steph, you mean James Stephanie Sterling? Lore and narrative writer for Vampire Survivors, but also for Date Everything, and that other one I've forgotten the name of. Looks like One Finger Death Punch, but smash your keyboard, kinda, yeah. Quantum Witch, that's the other one. Yeah, I'm gonna check out that Berserk one. How much is Berserk or Die, out of curiosity? I'm gonna pick it up, but just, I want to know.
Welcome, everyone.
Happy to be here.
Greetings, local life forms. Delighted to meet you.
Open your
Playdate! This is Blippo Plus! I was talking about this on Podquisition this week!
Blippo Plus.
The weird alien TV channel that you can tune into on the Playdate.
Coming your way.
Hold up.
What's on your mind?
Aliens. The anomaly.
Blippo Plus in color?
Theoretically, send TV through it.
We already are.
The Bend is a planet-wide hallucination and a hoax.
Everybody seems so anxious to say something that they don't get their facts straight first.
Consider the Bend.
Is Blippo Plus coming to PC?
Dangerous interference.
The Bend is the future. It's our future.
Couldn't catch me zooming into any bend in space.
This is what I've been watching on my Playdate.
The Nether.
Dimension television. Only on Blippo Plus.
It's what if... Steven Switch! Huh! Yeah, Blippo Plus is... What if you tuned into, What if you tuned into an entire, like, TV network from an alternate dimension where every TV show kind of felt like Max Headroom? That's Blippo Plus.
And I can't wait to show you more.
80s cable, but aliens took it over. Yeah, it's on it's on Playdate Season 2. Let me show you some the video quality of Blippo Plus on Playdate. Let me
explore its beautiful and brutal iterations.
show you the video quality of Blippo. Oh, new signal detected.
You control up to 3 characters. It's a bit like switching weapons.
Alright, I gotta tune my Blippo.
You're switching full-on playstyles.
Tune my antenna in.
Has their own unique combat style and active abilities, which are unlocked as you explore the simulation.
Can I get this to show on TV at all? On the monitor at all?
With Vector to quickly dispatch
Here
enemies,
is...
switch to Flux for a flurry of hits, and finish your combo with Echo's special attack.
Here is some Blippo Plus
Naturally,
programming.
Each playstyle will be essential, as you'll face a variety of powerful enemies, each with their own attack patterns and weaknesses.
Come on, I need to find a program that isn't just static. Come on.
Powerful bosses. These are dramatic, high-stakes encounters.
Yeah, here we go. Some Blippo Plus programming.
Each new run reshapes the world. Layouts shift, enemy types change, and you'll have to adapt and make strategic choices to succeed.
Yeah, I could plug in the Playdate and use the PC player, but also not mid-stream.
Some of these choices push you to take risks, others offer abilities, rewards, and modifiers, which alter your combat style.
Is it like a game? No, not that I've yet seen. It's watching Weird Alien TV shows, and every week there's more episodes of Weird Alien TV to watch.
On August 20th.
The Playdate does, you can USB-C to computer, and then use a program to put it on the screen, but I'm not doing that in the middle of also streaming PC Gamer. Blippo.plus. Is this website going to cover the... Yeah, here's some Blippo Plus programming.
From the people who...
Oh. It's from the Untitled Goose Game, folks. You just tune into Weird Alien TV programs on your Playdate. There you go. This is Blippo Plus. And it's apparently going to be in color on PC and Switch. But I do think black and white grainy is the right way to watch Blippo Plus, if you have the option. Like, one bit Blippo Plus, it really feels like you've stumbled onto a forbidden TV channel you weren't meant to have. Like, someone plugged the wrong cable in and suddenly I have access... I have access to the weird forbidden channels. There's no good way to explain Blippo Plus that doesn't make me sound like a crazy person.
Good morning, Emberville. Today is the first day of our very own public bus service.
Bus sim. More bus simulators.
Tracks and Ashtree, but we'll expand to more neighborhoods as passenger approvals roll in.
I can paint my bus.
The city council says this will be the test to see if more public infrastructure.
We still had a black and white TV when I was a kid, and Blippo Plus feels super nostalgic. To me, it feels nostalgic for my first TV, which was I had a CD player with like a 6-inch black and white screen in the front of it, and an aerial that I could stick out the top, and I could try and tune it in to get the 4 terrestrial UK channels, or I could plug my N64 in the back via composite cable, and I could play my N64 on a 6-inch black and white TV in my bedroom. Blippo Plus reminds me of, like, tuning my little TV and my CD player in my bedroom so that I could watch TV myself.
Technology, when the wristwatch I invented is capable of tracking my steps and hacking into any camera system on the planet instantly.
Okay, that's actually really amazing, Sean.
Well, I'm glad you like it, because I took the liberty of making a Mika model a gift from me to you. Here, tap on the icon and you'll instantly
like, I have a real
cameras.
soft spot for, like,
Sean, this is
watching watching the original Shrek movie on a Game Boy Advance cartridge in like
$9.99 a month after that.
Like
and
120p.
For safety.
Sean, this is and now I have to connect my
You
Steam
can watch
It's
Shrek on a Game Boy
vision as a
Advance
service.
cartridge in 120p. It's fucking beautiful. Adjusting the rabbit ears, yes. Oh, can I find the graphics quality of Shrek GBA movie footage? Give me a second to show you some Shrek GBA video, because it's, if you've never been subjected to this level of quality, if this is what we used to have to suffer through if we wanted to watch movies on the go. You can watch this entire quality. This is the quality. Like, You could watch Shrek at this quality on your Game Boy. Love how you can see all these details. You can totally see every one of these details. The screen, it was worse than this because the screen wasn't backlit. So you didn't even have a backlight to help. Oh. Those were the days. Unless you had the SP, yeah. I converted a DVD to a CD and that's the quality of it. Yeah, I remember I used to take movies I legally downloaded off the internet, legally, my MP4s, and using a program to convert them to fit them on my little video MP4 player, my MP3 with a screen. So being like, okay, 720p video down to 240p, lowest quality, take up the least space, shove it on my iPod so I could watch it on my sideways iPod while traveling. Sorry, yes, SP was frontlit, not backlit, but point being, it wasn't even a lit screen, yeah. Yeah, 240p I think was what I could do on my not quite an iPod. It's a Stardew. I forgot to pay attention for the Stardews. I stopped paying attention at some point, so... So yeah, that's why I'm nostalgic for Blippo Plus. Blippo Plus. Well, that's it. Even if you had a 480p screen, no one had the space, the memory for 480p.
My everyday to-day life. And of course, it's from Blumhouse Games.
You know, I often felt that the only thing missing from Stardew Valley was the ever-present danger of murder. So this should hopefully scratch an itch.
And Grave Seasons isn't the only world premiere horror game we've got for you. Feast your eyes on this, if you dare.
On this most auspicious of nights, I would like to raise a...
Please, we've got to be done within 5 minutes. We can't be more than 5 minutes from the end, please, can we?
To the club.
We've got to get out of here.
This will help.
This has been the Laura has ADHD, the stream. Yes, it has. I sure do have ADHD tonight.
Draw you together, but fear threatens to drive you apart.
Did you seriously rob me? Is that blood? God! Oh, God!
Keep your cards close to your chest.
No! This isn't right!
For you'll need to decide who you can trust.
Is somebody there?
Before the rest of my guests arrive.
Born of the Abyss, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines unofficial patch, Doom 3 Phobos.
How close is the build to being finished? I don't know. That would require me to have paid any attention to them building that fucking PC.
Download and install it. It's that simple. GOG has teamed up with modding communities to bring you.
I'll pay attention next time the computer is on screen, and we'll see how close they are to building it.
To introducing entirely new quests, characters, and experiences. Breathe new life into classic titles.
Dandelion, you're certainly not the only person in those shoes. What is this service?
Later this year.
GOG. Oh, it's mods for old games, is it?
Get some fast food. Velocity noodles. Fast food at its best.
It's no. I forget the name of the game this looks like. No. Hotline Miami. What if Hotline Miami had hacking? Yeah, Hotline Miami was the one my brain was just like, nope. that game's name is gone now. I just know they're not probably grounding themselves building that PC. Using grounding wires isn't aesthetic, Gay Frog 68. Oh, no world is this from the Hotline Miami devs. They'd have said if it was. We'd be having a 10-minute developer interview if this was from the Hotline Miami devs. Which is how you know it's a knockoff. This is a Stardew, this is a Stardew, this is a Stardew, but it's voxels from Australia. It's another Stardew, this one is a Stardew, this one's a Stardew. Hopefully it's fair and balanced. Hopefully this one's balanced, because I want fair dinkum. I gotta make up songs to keep my sanity.
By using my advanced spy technology of looking out the window, I think the rig is just about ready to boot up. Hey, Frankie, how are you doing in there?
Thank the heavens!
I think we are just about ready to power this bad boy up. What do you
Didn't
think,
they
Money?
start building a black PC, not a white one? Am I wrong?
Oh, you guys, I thought you
Did they
never
change the
asked.
color halfway?
Ugh. It's alive!
Oh god, how much did they spend making this CGI graphic?
It's beautiful. It calls to me.
I love it more than any parent could love their child.
As a mother, I take offense to that. But in this case, I'll allow it. And if you are watching this now, this very PC could be yours. Mika, what do they need to know?
That's right, you could be the proud owner of the rig.
The
In all of
rig.
its top-of-the-line AMD-powered gaming glory. All you need to do is follow the link below. And
I
fill
have
out
no
the PC
idea if
Gaming
they have
Show
a big
survey,
thing to
and
close
you
on
will
or
be
not.
entered in a chance to
I
win.
feel like
I'd
Ponkle could have
like
been
to
their
enter
closer.
myself, but I am public enemy #1 in 14 countries, and I'm not about to add another. So head on over to PCGamer.com/survey now. Get your hat in the ring.
So our build might be finished, but we've still got more games to show. So let's take a look.
Oh no. Oh no, I thought we were done. I thought we were free.
From the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil
Ooh,
within.
I do love a nun in Dead Space with a nun.
Protect me from the evil within. May the Lord protect me from the evil within.
Oh.
Protect me from the evil within.
Void Martyrs is a good name. Evil Within is a different game, yes. Ooh. This also seems like I would have fun with it. Look, at some point I'm gonna have to leave. Not because I have anything important to do, but because I want to play my Switch too, so I have to leave at some point. I would like to play a video game after the last few days. Is there some audio-based thing where you can talk about what it's like playing your Switch 2, Laura? Pogquisition? Is that what you're getting at? Is it Pogquisition?
We're PlayFusion, a studio done playing by AAA rules who still believe games belong to players. Descendant is an FPS capture the flag reimagining where strategy collides with chaos.
We're tired of AAA, so we're gonna make a game in the most AAA genre possible. Or Queer and Pleasant Strangers. That is also a place you're going to be able to hear. You're going to be able to hear me and Jane's Switch 2 thoughts, of which there will be many, I'm sure.
This here's Tyler Glale. Yeah. We're coming to you from Santa Cruz, California. Hometown. Number 1, this is not a wig. Yeah. Number 2, we got a game coming out soon. Yeah. Here's the trailer. Yeah.
Okay, these might be the only on-camera people I've enjoyed. And now I've seen this, I'm like, I'm not so keen on this.
One of his ears are missing. His soul was removed by a Kandarian demon.
What was that last
He's
one?
taken a shotgun to the face a couple times.
There's something about that character design that really, like, makes me feel like I wouldn't get on well with these men.
He's incredibly dehydrated. He has depression. Who doesn't nowadays, right? He appears to have a conjoined twin. I don't really. He has a gambling addiction. He was probed by aliens. He was mauled by a large...
I don't think this is Ed. I don't think this is Mugenics.
He has ADHD. He got into a fight with a dog.
Mugenics?
It is Mugenics, okay.
2026.
That's got to be their closer, right?
And a magnificent gaming PC that you could win.
Yeah, it's real like, look at her. She's old and fat and thinks everyone's got depression and ADHD. Like, it feels gross. I'm like,
We tore the very fabric of our plane of existence and brought through this terrifying...
That had to have been the last
by
game.
The awesome processing power of the rigs.
Oh, thank God it's not just me.
Oh, Jane, what's that board game thing where we have to chant the name when we... Is it the Helm? The Helm.
Yeah, I feel it in my...
The Helm. I'm being reminded of the Helm.
The show's almost done, so let's finish strong and agree to stop messing with
From, what is it? Betrayal Legacy? The Helm.
Let's close out the show the same way we began, with a trio of exclusive world premieres.
Yeah, there's a board game where every time there's a certain component, every time it comes out of the box, you all have to go, the Helm! Last 3, okay.
Mason, 34, former surgeon at Westwood Hospital. You've been brought here to perform a surgery.
If Silk Song dropped here, that would be shock of the century. Do not mock the Helm. I'm not mocking the Helm. I'm purely respecting the Helm.
I don't know how, but I think we've done this already.
Yeah, is this an FMV game?
There's a way out here.
Warning, specimen containment breached.
Yeah, is that... Yeah, Wells Interactive, the FMV studio, yeah. Okay. Sorry, now the echolalia has kicked in and I just want to loudly be shouting about the Helm. I've said it enough times that my brain's going, oh, that's a fun stim. Why don't we just keep talking about the Helm? Everyone loves the Helm. Yeah, I'm surprised this is a final 3 trailers. Okay, this is your final trailer. Really? This is where you end? Look, for all of my, like, having grumbled about the art design, Mugenics getting a release date, like an Ed McMillan game release date, that feels like your closer. I don't remember what the space game was called, I've already forgotten. Like, I'm not saying this doesn't look good, but I feel like Ed McMillan's a big enough name that, like, his release date would have been your big close.
What a spectacular show that was! The games, the rig,
The
gadgets, the
Helm.
non-lethal electrocutions, the thermal pits.
Unbanned.
Thermal paste.
Okay.
And speaking of gadgets, we've got time to show off one last little invention of ours.
Oh, goody!
Inside this keyboard is a hidden compartment for storing hand-encrypted messages, and I've left a special farewell message for the viewers. We have just got to crack it open. Oop. Yeah, this is just a normal keyboard. It's Jim's from accounting.
Poor guy can't catch a win, and this soon after the divorce?
Oh, a reminder to everyone.
Ah,
isn't food.
A big thanks to Frankie and Jacob for building.
I can't fault
the
Day
ring.
9 for
and thanks, of course,
trying.
to all of you for tuning
He
in.
tries to
We'll
put
have
the
to work
energy
super
in, and
hard
he's
to
at least,
top
like,
this when
practiced.
The PC gaming show Most Wanted returns in December. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, Berserk or Die, yeah,
See
could have
you
been
in
the
December,
closer.
everyone.
See you in December, everyone, with the Accessibility Winter Showcase.
We're going.
All right, it's time. Tell me when.
Hello, everyone.
Okay,
to
we're
the
done.
PC Gaming
We're done.
Very
We've
Free Show.
escaped. Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for surviving this with me. I'll be back tomorrow for the Black Voices in Gaming showcase, and we might start an hour early and watch the Frosty Games showcase. The BT, yeah, the aim is to do a winter showcase this year on the same day as the Game Awards. We're going to try and aim for 4 PM UK on the day of the Game Awards. So that's a thing that hopefully will happen. Again, I said that was going to happen before I found out I wasn't being paid by Unbound for books, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to go play video games rather than watch trailers for them. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you to everyone who supported the Medical Aid for Palestinians fundraiser during the stream today. We raised nearly £1,400 for Palestinian medical aid today. That's pretty damn fucking cool.